extend my warm welcome from ATC side to all of you, and hope that the subject will be explained properly by our faculty members who are experts from ALTTC. Thank you. So carried over to Mr. Yadav.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your kind words. And Sri Dorial, sir, if we permitted, and we can request to the Nilufar ma'am for today's session delivery, and our team also ready for a lot of query arise from the participant through the during chat session in the message, and after the chat session presentation during direct live ask the question. Sri Dorial, sir, give the permission before starting this session now.
Yes, Ms. Araf,
Okay.
please go ahead, and thank you, Ms. Nilufa, for joining us today.
Thank you, sir. Nilufar ma'am, now you are welcome to start your session, please.
Thank you so much. Very good afternoon. A warm welcome to everyone present here. Sendorial sir, Neeraj sir, Krishna sir, and all the members and participants, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, and I2 representatives, all the participants. I welcome you to this session. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. So we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is the need of the hour. We call it IoT. And we have been coming across this term on and off. So we have been hearing about IoT in our office, colleges, everywhere, in news, on TV, on internet. So what we are moving towards is the next generation of smart devices. They are interconnected through internet, and they are making our life easier, right? So IoT has vast application, and here I would focus my lecture on smart cities. So these are the course content: journey, motivation and definition, need of smart city, solutions to it, what are the challenges that we are facing, initiatives by Indian government, and few references I would like to include. So first of all, if we talk about the term Internet of Things. So what is Internet of Things? Internet of Things is like when in today's era, we see that devices are communicating among each other in a way that they are making our life easier. Then the internet, the web services that we use, we call it Internet of Things, because now things are using internet. So it is connecting devices, machines, and tools by the means of internet and wireless technology, right? Till date, over 9 billion things are already connected, and we assume that in coming few years, we'll cross this beyond 20 billions or even more. So a few technologies which are supporting us is low power embedded system, cloud computing, big data, machine learning and networking. These are helping us in achieving our goal and making our life easier. What's the motivation behind it? You know, it all started with the Coke vending machine. In 1980s, some techies at Carnegie Mellon institution, there were some research fellows, and they used to see every time there was a single vending machine on the passage, and every time people have to wait because it gets emptied so soon. People were consuming Coke in such high quantities. It was so famous back then. So one of the fellow, he thought of making some coding, doing some coding that would read how many bottles have been consumed and what is the possibility of refilling it. And if that message could be delivered in advance, we can refill the machine so that we don't have to wait for long. And that was the thing that clicked them. And from there, the idea grew. The idea was hatched into the mind, and it came into existence in the start of 2000. So that time we didn't coin any term about it. We just, those research fellows, they just thought of having something that would make our life easier. Like in such case, the vending machine, we get to know in advance that it is empty and that could be refilled on time so that we don't have to wait for long. We don't have to stand in queue. So from there, the idea grew, and the actual coin, Internet of Things, this was the idea of Sir Kevin Ashton, and it was coined back in 1999. Right, so this is how we started with Internet of Things. And I know there are a lot of content available on web, which we all are familiar and getting to know about IoT these days. So I would be talking about smart cities, right? So before that, how we have come to this page. Being a communication engineer, I always, I love to talk about, exchange of information. But whenever there is exchange of information associated, there are levels of advancement that we are achieving with growing age. Back in the era when there was not even languages discovered, in pre-internet era, when we were not that evolved, we used to use sign languages. After that, when societies were made, we started using scripts, and we started talking with audio frequency. We started with our languages. Then the society was formed. Then came the era of technology. But in the beginning, we had only fixed mobile telephones and SMS. That was a pre-internet era when we didn't have the luxury of internet. If you remember the childhood of your parents, they didn't enjoy the luxury of internet. But then came the internet of the internet of content, the era in which internet evolved. It was in 1980s, right? But back then we used to have www services for very important messages, for emails, for some entertainment. Then came Internet of Services, where we actually started using it for business purposes like e-productivity, e-commerce. So we spent our 2 decades in these things, including the Internet of People. In Internet of People, we started using social media like Skype, Facebook, YouTube, and there are so many, Twitter, right? So we have been spending around 20 decades in this, sorry. Just a moment. Yes. If I talk about Internet of People, we almost spent around 20 decades, 2 decades, 20 years in this. But now is the time when our life has become easier than before, as machine has started talking to machine, right? We know about the barricades that closes when a vehicle comes and the RFID card is not properly read. The bar closes itself. That means that RFID reader and my car is communicating. How is that possible? With the help of so many technologies, RFID card reader, with the help of wireless networks, with the help of internet. So this is the era when devices are talking. I can get information that my fridge my fridge has to be refilled. These days we are getting smart fridges, right? Where I don't have to look physically if some item is missing or is less in number. I do get the information in advance, and maybe while getting back from office to home, I will pick those things up. Or maybe I can integrate it with my shopping website in a way that it will automatically order the things and that will get delivered to my doorstep, saving so much of my time and efforts, right? Isn't it great to think of the lives to think about such kind of lifestyle. So Internet of Things is making our life easier and more luxurious, right? So what are the technologies associated? We have, initially we had like we started from GPS 2.5G to we moved to 3G, then 4G. GPS is like 2.5G. From 2G, GPS we started in 2G, then GPRS in 2.5G, and then 3G, 4G, and nowadays we are moving towards 5G. And BSNL has been one of the pioneer and organization in India in promoting 5G facilities. We have technologies like IEEE, Wi-Fi, Z-Wave, Zigbee, Bluetooth. These all are enabling the communication between devices easier, right? So if I talk about smart cities, let's talk about the word smart. Smart is a devious word, obviously. So if I talk about the term smart in technological manner, then smart, most of us have come across many smart devices like smart TVs, smart homes, billing machines, smart cars, smartphones. All of us are using smartphones, right? So smart is a devious word. So it can be used for any kind of devices which has something smart in it, right? So if we talk about smart home, that includes smart security and alarm, light control, HVAC control, remote control, door control. There are n number of things that I can integrate with. If I started from office and I can switch on the AC of my bedroom so that when I get inside home, the temperature is already maintained, right? So we have wearables as well. We do wear smart bands on our wrist that will continuously monitor our health, and if something is wrong, it will send us the alerts. On the wristband, we can get to see our messages, our WhatsApp, and we do get call alerts as well on our wearables. We have smart city, where everything is smart, right from the transport to waste management to environment monitoring to parking, everything is smart. If I talk about industry automation, there are machines which are smart. In what way they are smart? They do not always require any manual monitoring. They have inbuilt coding in them, and they work as per requirement. They do not need assistance all the time, right? If I talk about smart energy, then we can talk about harvesting energy in a smarter way, like rainwater harvesting, like using the solar energy in a smarter way, right? Or maybe on pedestrians, there could be some sensors that would be, or transducer that would be converting our kinetic energy. And this way, we can save our renewable, non-renewable resources like oil, trees. We can save them as we can generate energy while we do our basic tasks. There are connected cars. In a smart city, the cars are connected, right? If cars are connected, that makes our transport all smart. So I can say all of this can come under smart city itself. Smart city is such a vast application that it can accommodate all these things: industry automation, smart energy, connected car, wearables, smart homes. If a city has all these things, that city could be called as smart city, right? Let's see, go through the picture that shows us how a smart city would look like. It has industry, security, retail, society, healthcare, home, energy, mobility. If all these sectors are exchanging information among each other, making our life easier, and we are living in such city, that city can be called as smart city, right? Like at houses, we can have a billing system that would be IoT based. and we don't have to go to the service center to pay the bills, right? We automatically get the bill and that could be paid automatically, right? The energy would be energy conservation. Like if there are no people in the room, with the help of sensors and all, it will be sensed and it will, our system, our smart home will switch off the power and we can conserve energy. So the idea of smart city is something that will take someday to us closer to nature, right? That should be our motive. In what way? Let's see. So we need to first understand what is smart and how smart city can be implemented. What is a smart city and how it can be implemented? A smart city, it is a framework predominantly composed of information and communication technology. One of the backbones is we need a wireless network, we need internet services, seamless connectivity, and we should have a hardware infrastructure for wireless network. And if exchange of information is possible, then solutions will also show up. So a smart city is a framework which is composed of information and communication technologies to develop, deploy, and promote sustainable development. Sustainable development practices to address growing urbanization challenges. We know the challenges, like one of the minor challenges we discussed when IoT came into existence, the long queue in front of vending machine when Coke gets finished up. So these are the small motivation and challenges which we are overcoming by implementing a smart city. How do we implement it? For implementation, we need cloud-based IoT application. We need to receive, analyze, and manage data in real time. Real-time application is one of the foremost requirements to help municipalities that takes care of the cleanliness of the city, enterprises, the retail sector, the citizens should be making wise decisions to improve the quality of life. So what is a smart city? We just got to know. And how to implement it? We need cooperation of internet so that we can do it in real time. We need help of government, retail sector, and even every citizen has to willingly, wisely contribute in improving the quality of life with the help of establishment of smart cities. Right? The name appears same for everyone, but it holds different meaning for different stakeholders. If I see in context of city, smart city would mean all the infrastructure. If I see in terms of business, I have to check for e-commerce. If I am talking in terms of the people, citizen, then they should be willingly doing it for their betterment of life. So every stakeholder has different perspective of what smart city is. It can be considered, smart city can again be considered a set of policies and strategies that leverage technology and data to deliver initiatives that drive efficiently, sustainability, and improve decision for cities. So in terms of cities, we talk about efficiency, sustainability, and improved decisions. In terms of business, we talk about creating transparent and efficient competitive environment. And in terms of citizen, improve inclusiveness, services, and the quality of life, right? So for different stakeholders, meaning of smart city is different. What are the objectives? First objective, to provide basic infrastructure, right? This is the first and foremost, the very basic objective. Next, to improve quality of life. Apply smart solutions, clean and sustainable environment. But if I see how it is done, I would say first is to provide basic infrastructure. How it can be done? We can take help of engineers like civil engineers, your IT technicians. We apply smart solutions to have a clean and sustainable environment. And finally, all these things lead to improved or better quality of life, right? So providing basic infrastructure with clean and sustainable environment by applying smart solution to reach to a level that will provide better quality of life. This is the objective of having a smart city. For instance, if traffic lights are connected, then this will help in easing out the traffic jam in even the peak hours, right? Because if two traffic lights are communicating among each other, then if there is a traffic jam at one point, that could be communicated to the other point, and from there traffic could be routed to some other path, right? So we get to know in advance that that path has traffic and that traffic could be routed, right? We have connected cars, we have connected machines, ATMs. If all of these communicate among each other, then this is going to make our life a lot easier. Why do we need smart cities? Urbanization is a non-ending phenomenon. That's true. We know even the countries that are underdeveloped, they are developing these days. We are moving from villages to town to city. So urbanization is a never-ending process. We always tend to move from villages to cities. So when we move from villages to city, our needs also changes. When our need changes, there is need for smarter solution. Today, approximately 54% of the people worldwide lives in city, a proportion that is expected to reach by 66% by the end of 2050. And when so many people leave village and they reach cities, there would be need of better internet connectivity, better resource utilization, efficient resource utilization. I would explain it how. We know that non-renewable sources, if we talk about petrol, coal, these will end someday. So what is the solution we are left with? Because the population will never stop growing. So from now only, we should think of solution that we do not consume all the coal, all the petroleum, and we leave a considerable amount for the coming generation, right? This is one of the example. Being technology person, if we talk about bandwidth, then we know that for communication, radio frequency, we do have a fixed bandwidth for communication, but population is increasing day by day. Each one of us uses 3 to 4 devices like mobile phone, a laptop, maybe 2 mobile phones, laptop, and so many things, right? So the need for internet usage increases, right? So how do we do that? We have to come up with some smarter solution in order to accommodate so much of population with the same amount of available resources. So when we want to accommodate more number of people and we do have limited resources, then we have to think of some smarter solution. And again, we are approaching towards life where we need more of the luxury, where we need to save more of the time. Then what are we left with? Thinking of some solution that will help us. So Internet of Things help us in that way. 193 countries have agreed upon the agenda of Sustainable Development Goals, which is called as SDGs. In September 2015, there was a summit, there was a meeting held, which was called as, which had sustainable development goals. It was back in September 2015 that happened in United Nations, where 193 countries participated. So nowadays, every country have this motive in their mind that we have to do some things that will provide a sustainable solution. How technology is making cities smarter and better. Cloud-based central control system. We have cloud-based central control system, right? Everything, every information is saved on a server, and we have access to it, right? So the requirement for memory using some hardware has been reduced, and we can save everything on the cloud. Integrating solar power. We know that sun is one of the ultimate source of energy. Why not harness it, right? Instead of consuming renewable sources, let's harness the power of sun. So we are integrating the available resources with the technology. Secure wireless connectivity. So this is one of the prime factor that is helping us to achieve smart cities. So we have cloud-based central control system. We can use available solar energy, and we can use, because of the wireless connectivity which is available these days, all these things are helping us achieve smart cities. There are free parking spaces and electronic vehicle charging docks available. We are available everywhere. We have high power embedded LEDs. Like if we talk about our TV, new TVs, or the lights that we are using, these are high power embedded LEDs. So these small technology and steps are making the city smarter. Isn't it exciting to have all these things all together and making our life easier? But how does it all fit together? Smart cities as super application domain of IoT. We know that IoT has so many applications, but why are we talking about smart cities? Because this is one of the major applications. And if we understand the concept of smart cities, many applications comes within smart city. So all applications are taken care of if we study smart city as a whole. So we can talk about the retail sector, the healthcare, energy sector, buildings, civil we are talking about, security, the education, transportation, home. A smart city platform has all of it. These all are our citizen-centric services. A person needs good healthcare, a person needs to do shopping, energy harvesting and energy conservation and proper utilization of energy is important. We are living in buildings, we need security, we need education for ourselves, we need transport, we need to live in our houses. So these are citizen-centric services. What is the brain of the city? We have data collection and analysis. We have knowledge planning action. All this is called the brain of the smart city. If we talk about in terms of city, what smart city has? It has smart social network. It has mobile application. It has internet application. It has legacy device routers, some Arduino controlled devices, some home equipments. These are city data sources. And what is this? This beneath all this is an infrastructure of city, which is shown. Right? What makes smart cities successful? In addition to people, dwellings, commerce, and traditional urban infrastructure, these are 4 essential elements necessary for thriving smart city. We talk about people, dwellings, commerce, and traditional and urban infrastructure, right? In addition to these, we need pervasive wireless connectivity, open data, security that you can trust, and flexible monetization schemes. What does it mean? If I talk about, just a moment. Just a moment, I'm just running out of power. Can I just pause it for a while? Sir, for just 2 minutes.
Sure. Sure.
Yes, yes. Neeraj sir, one question asking from Ripundar madam, he actually directly sent to me. Question is what is the cobalt technology? Neeraj sir, one question this regarding from the Rupam participant from ITU. This is what is the cobalt technology? I request to you, please give the explain about this. Yeah. नहीं दे दीजिए cobalt. This question is cobalt. Yeah. What is the cobalt technology?
Hello. Hello. Yeah, madam, please unmute yourself. Actually, maybe spelling mistake.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, this is the cobalt technology. Any misspelling? What is the actual word?
Actually, sir, in a week 2 session, first presentation, you have explained the cobalt technologies. The spelling is, I think, same.
Huh?
Also.
Okay. Okay. I think first.
Is it a COBALT cobalt?
Sir, I will check it again and post in the chat section.
Okay, yeah, because if it is a COBALT cobalt, it is basically testing platform, testing software, or we can say cloud-based testing platform for the IoT devices or IoT digital ecosystem. Basically, whenever IoT devices deployed in the smart city or any digital ecosystem, we have considered as a weak link regarding the security. These are the small devices. And usually deployed with almost no security, because in case of IoT, two things are there. We require real-time communication. Along with that, we are also interested in the real-time decisioning. So at the very basic level of IoT, what we are interested in, we used to gather the data, just like eyes of the digital ecosystem, and collect them, and in a very real-time manner, we send it to the next level in terms of fog computing or the edge computing or the cloud computing, but it depends upon the planner or the designer part, in which configuration he or she basically made the chart of the implementation of this digital ecosystem. So, and after that, it will process on the towards the central brain mapping type of system, like just the modern AI platform is there. Over that, this data will be processed, and as per the outcome of this, the decisioning will be flow. So during this journey of that, up to level of this data collection. So it is very crucial for the cyber security or security point of view. So basically, Cobalt trace out the vulnerabilities in these small devices, and especially in the hardware side also, and inside the software part also. So if it is a COBALT, this is a testing software or testing platform especially designed for the IoT or the small devices. What are the vulnerabilities in this, especially at the access level. So I think you have got the answer regarding the Cobalt, if it is a COBALT.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And one more thing is there in the last chat session, you have asked me about the SIoT. Have you remembered this one, Rupender ji? SIoT, Social Internet of Things.
Yes, sir.
So have you got the clear idea of SIoT basically?
Not clear, sir.
Okay, I am telling. Krishna ji, I have the permission to
Share the
address
PPT, sir.
No PPT directly.
Sir,
directly I will. If you
sir,
permit.
you are always welcome. No problem. We are all waiting for everyone. Everyone here also.
No. Stone side also. Sir,
Okay.
I have the permission to address for the 5 minutes till the break is there from the Nilufer ma'am. Okay, SIoT basically Social Internet of Things. Today, one thing is there. We are living by why we are deploying the IoT, why we are talking about the modern artificial intelligence, why we are talking about the DLC or blockchain or the latest technologies. Basically, what we want to develop, we want to live inside the automation. That means we are living inside the hyper automation. We are moving towards the hyper automation world, and slowly we are moving towards the metaverse. Entire thing will be a autonomous system, and whenever we are seeing the hyper autonomous system, that means everything will be a automatic. Now next thing is why we are doing this one, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of humans, definitely humans should be out of the loop during the manufacturing process or during the development process, but again humans should be center. Whatever we are going to develop inside the IoT or the AI or modern AI or whatever in the hyper automation or whatever it may be, humans should be at the center. But again, during this process of manufacturing or the deployment or the planning, again it should be out of the loop. Okay, two things are there: human out the loop and human centric. That means application should be a human centric. Now come to the topic, that is the SIoT part. Social Internet of Things. Okay, this is also a major part of smart city and today's digital healthcare or whatever may be the digital ecosystems we are going to develop for the humans or the society. SIoT is taking the shape. Then what does it mean when we say the SIoT? SIoT means, suppose 4 devices are there or more than 4 or 1, irrespective of number of devices, we have
Going to start.
Wait, ma'am, but only 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. Okay. Whatever the things we have, whatever the devices we have, they will operate. They will take the decision. These devices will take that decision as per the need of the human. Suppose one person unfortunately met with the paralysis, and 4 devices are there. Say wheelchair is there, water bottle is there, some blood pressure monitoring devices there, sugar monitoring devices there. Suppose he is feeling the thirsty, and all the things are automated and IoT based. That means advanced sensor equipped. So they will automatically take the decision. This much of amount of water will be poured from the water bottle to the glass, and automatically some robot-based system will be there in terms of healthcare. Okay, in terms of supportive healthcare means, and automatically this robot or the cobot will basically take the glass and simply feed to the this person who is suffering from the paralysis. So this type of things will be a social internet of things, in which things will decide socially in terms of humanity or in terms of human, by considering the major factor, that is the empathy. And it comes under the basically a design thinking part. Whenever we say the social internet of things, social cause, always remember design thinking part. We have to put the basically our feet into the use cases of the shoes of the use cases, basically, or the digital system that we are going to. So from my side, it is over. So over to the Niloofar ma'am. Yes, please continue, ma'am.
Thank you for helping me out, and apologies from my side, some technical issues.
No. Please continue. Please continue.
So I'll get back from where we have left. So we were talking about what makes cities successful. So these are the 4 elements. We need seamless connectivity all the time. We cannot think about breaking connectivity if we want fully smart cities. The data should be accessible. We should be having open data, and security that you can trust in. This is one of the prime factor. I am one of the security person, so I always go by that. I never use free Wi-Fi whenever available. They are not just, they cannot be trustworthy, right? So whenever there is exchange of information, security is one of the prime factor. If you don't trust the system, you willingly will not exchange information in that system. So security is one of the prime factor. Another is flexible monetization schemes. Yes, this is something that you and I individually cannot do. The government body and the private bodies, they have to be collaboratively have some schemes which are flexible, right? So that infrastructure can be deployed, budgets can be passed for it, and if some changes are required, they can be easily done. So the 4 things which are prime for making a city smart: seamless connectivity all the time, internet availability, access to data, open data, security that you can trust, and last, flexible monetization schemes. So if we are we are made available with all these 4 things, we can make our cities smart, right? If we talk about citywide smart solutions, we can talk about e-governance and citizen services. We can talk about waste management. What e-governance services include? Public information, citizen engagement, video crime monitoring. You must have seen on the roads there are CCTV surveillance that is required, that is included in citizen services. Waste management, right? Municipal party, all the municipal committee, they should be managing the waste, right, in an efficient and smarter way. Water management, like that could include rainwater harvesting, smart meters management, right? Then energy management, smart meters at home. We can deploy smart meters. Renewable sources of energy we can use, like we can use everywhere you must be seeing that we are installing solar panels. Why? Because that is that includes one-time installation cost, but we are harnessing the energy of sun and we are saving a lot more electricity. Urban mobility, that includes smart parking. We get to know where the space is available and we are directed towards that. Intelligent traffic management, the traffic lights, and others include telemedicine, incubation, skill development center. So we do have all these things adding to make a city smarter. what we are studying here are the components of smart cities and how these are implemented. Can smart cities be secured and trusted? That is the big question. Whenever there is exchange of information, we cannot just leave our data on air without encryption. No. Our data must be sent in such environment which we can trust. If I don't trust a system, I will be hesitant in sending data through that channel. You and I will all be hesitating, and we cannot jeopardize the security of our loved ones, of our family, by just sharing data without knowing whether it is secure or not. So this is one of the big questions, and we are able to deploy smart cities only when the information that we are exchanging can be transmitted in a secure and encrypted manner. Core security objectives of a smart city solution include digital trust platform, cyber threat intelligence and analysis platform, cyber competencies and awareness programs, privacy by design, cyber response and resilience, right? These are the areas, but what are the motives of a smart city? About the data must be available, it must be confidential, integrity must remain intact, resilience is one of the factors, and safety, right? You might have heard about CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These are the things. Whenever we talk about data security, my data must be confidential. That if two parties are exchanging data, no third party should have should be able to read that data. That communication should occur in confidential manner. If I talk about integrity, that means the data sent in form X should reach the receiver in form X only. That integrity of data must be maintained. It should reach the other end in intact form without any alteration occurred to it. If I talk about availability, the transmitter and receiver, the data with the transmitter and receiver must be available all the time, right? Apart from it, this communication should follow some safety measure, and data should have some resilience, right? Show me the money. How? In the age of IoT, smart cities, data is the new oil. Have you heard that oil is the major thing because of which countries are becoming superpower, and from superpower they may be coming down? So now, instead of oil, now data is the thing. If a country has good amount of data about others, that country could be, at a level above than others. How? If a government can access all of your data, you can never cheat government because government has your data. So if we talk in terms of countries, if a country is launching an application and giving it for free to you, you are using that application, your data is with them all the time. In the beginning, you accept all their conditions, right? So that fetches your data. So if somebody is fetching your data, that person is becoming superior than you in a way that he can exploit that thing anytime. So data is the new oil. If you have big amount of data, you are powerful. For smart cities to thrive, we need to establish sustainable commerce models that facilitate all ecosystem players' success. That's true, right? Top 10 smart cities in the world. This data I've taken from Forbes. London, New York, Paris, Tokyo. So these are all 10 cities that are considered smart. although there is still scope for improvement. An incremental and this an incremental journey. So first thing is how we can reach smart cities. First thing, the data transfer should be efficient and open. That is vertical solutions bringing efficiency in silos, right? Historic data as open data, information still in vertical silos, not global picture, right? The data exchange must be efficient and it must be available. It must be open. It should truly, what is the second step? It should truly be smart. On the horizontal platform, that the data must be available in a predictive and prescriptive models so that we can apply signal processing, transmission, and some signal conditioning. Then unleashing right time open data. What data and to be made available to whom all? That right understanding and right decision is important. Then support to data economy. That is city as a platform, including also third-party data enabling innovative business models. And it should be open and commercial data enabling multi-site markets. Like we have to think of efficient data, efficiently data availability, making it truly smart, open to whom, that is a wise decision, and it should be supporting to the economy. Now let's talk about what are the initiatives which are taken by Indian government in this field. It started with some challenge, CITIIS challenge. Then Smart Cities Digital Payment Awards, it started in 2018. Ease of Living Index, it every time calculates and publishes it. Then Smart Cities and Fellowship and Internship Programs. These are some of the initiatives taken by Indian government. We can have plenty of information about this. I have put reference, I have put the source in reference slides. If you want to know, we can read more about these initiatives. Let's talk about India Smart Cities Fellowship Internship Program, ISCF and ISCI. This program was launched to provide opportunity to youth to work in the domain of urban planning and governance. So this is a field where we are developing. So there are a lot of proposals we get and funding we can fetch. So Indian government initiated some program where today's youth was motivated to work that what solutions we can provide for urban planning and governance. Smart City Digital Payment Awards in 2018 was launched to reward cities which all cities are using smart digital payments more, right? Award based on that. Then cities challenged announced to select innovative smart city projects. So we can see at times there are some competitions where so many ideas are collected and the best idea gets some award and funding. So these challenges are always beneficial. Local Area Plan, LAP and Town Planning Scheme, TPS, to be implemented in 25 cities on pilot basis for fast resolution and area-based infrastructure issues. This is what Indian government has decided. Implementation, if we talk about implementation, it helps in easing our life, smart, like walkable streets, parks, waterfronts. These are the solutions that is making our cities beautiful as well. In terms of making it technologically advanced, it is making our cities beautiful as well. So walkable streets and parks and waterfronts, these are also part of the planning. And if we talk about smart governance, then command and control centers, mobile application, these centrals are committees are taken care of. If we talk about connected communities, smart schools are helping in that. Heritage, art, and cultural programs are helping in that. If I talk about resilience, how resilient my system is. Yes, we are using solar power, wind energy, water and waste power. So we are consuming less of non-renewable resources, making the system more resilient. Pedestrian cycle-friendly streets. Let's see. So this is example of this. These are the real pictures I've collected. I've tried to put some pictures from real life example. This is a picture of Pune. Pune is a city in India. It's universal accessibility for elderly, physically challenged people by providing this cycle-friendly streets, right? Before there were no cycle track, and now it has cycle track. So see, it looks beautiful. It is easing out our life, right? Now, walking and cycling on road is safer because we don't have to worry that a motor car will come and hit us, because we have separate pedestrian, separate cycling tracks. Upgradation of Church Street in Bangalore. Church Street is a street in Bangalore city of India. Bangalore is a city in India. So we can see earlier it used to look like this. Now it look like this. See, we are beautifying our streets as well. Smart parking. We multi-level parking. See, in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, we have multi-level parking. So with smaller area on ground, we are efficiently utilizing it. Smart toilets. These are installed in many parts. We can see in Delhi NCR as well. Faridabad smart toilet in sector 19 market. These are real pictures. Buy a toilet near Guwahati, Assam. Solapur e-toilets. These are small cabinets, right? So which are mobile, pocket friendly. Government has to spend a little in installing these kind of toilets, and these are so beneficial, right? Video analysis by police. Safety and security. Now, everywhere CCTV cameras are installed. So there's a dedicated team of police. They continuously monitor if some crime is happening anywhere. We always get the visuals. Right? Earlier, these facilities was not available everywhere in the villages and all. So if we move towards urbanization, CCTV camera and surveillance is one of the major thing, right? Integrated area development. See, Bhopal, compact and mixed land use, range of housing opportunities and choices. All these are planned by government. Coimbatore lakefront, it looks so beautiful. Integrated command and control centers, smart e-governance. Visakhapatnam, I put some real pictures. Visakhapatnam, IEEE, smart poles and environmental sensors at 50 locations. That monitors real-time pollution, which is so good. Bhopal IEEE, online city bus transport operation, making our cities smarter. Smart classroom and smart campus. If we are technology students, we know there are smart attendance monitoring system. There are smart boards that we are using these days. We can access internet on smart board. We can directly show presentation. We can, below the scanner, we can put our book and that will be visible to students. So these are some pictures about that. Solar rooftop. This we are installing everywhere in Delhi as well on the footpath. If it is covered, we are installing solar panels. So, but now we have seen how my smart city look like with rooftop solar panels, with classrooms, smart classrooms, with smart e-governance, with smart area development, with police monitoring all the time, with smart toilets, with smart parking, with beautiful streets, with pedestrian tracks. So these things are part of our smart city. Now the question is, if we want such smart cities, what are the challenges that we are facing? Privacy and security, one of the prime challenge. If we are transmitting data, that must be secure. And if not, we should apply means to make it secure. Data issues, massive amount of data need to be saved. So we need big servers or cloud, right? Governance and funding. To make changes in the infrastructure, we need funds. Human angle, we must be agreed to the decision, and we must adhere by rule, and we must be adjustable to changing scenario. So government is doing a lot. Even we are thinking a lot, and we are proposing as well. So there are so many things that we have discussed. Now it's your turn. What is the initiative that you would like to take? Right? Indeed, we can't claim to list all the critical concepts and issues related to smart cities and IoT, and those that will emerge in the years to come. So there will be more challenges in coming years, right? Can you fill some of the gaps? So I am leaving this up to you. All who have heard who have been part of this discussion today, can you fill some of the gaps? Can you add on to what I have shown today? If yes, you would be definitely contributing towards reaching smart city goal. We look forward to hearing from you. These are the references which I have used. Any questions?
Participant, you have any question? Already you are requested regarding this related smart city role of the smart manufacturing in this city. So one request all of you ki we just today's session delivered by the Nilufar ma'am. So now request to participant on behalf of you ki what actual want to raise question on this smart cities or smart related to manufacturing. Rupinder ma'am. Any other questions? Any question, please? Yes. Can IoT help in 5G communication as bandwidth allocation? Yes.
Can IoT help in 5G communication?
Yeah, Neeraj sir.
Actually, 5G technology is used for providing the transmission of data or information from one place to another place. Whereas Internet of Things is at the last mile. So basically, Internet of Things, basically the microcontrollers or different kind of actuators or sensors are connected to that microcontroller, and that they may collect the information from the surroundings, right? And whatever the inputs they receive, they may send to the server. So 5G technology or 4G technology, 3G technology, they play only the role of the rate of throughput. If we are using 2G, 3G, throughput rate is low. If we use 4G and 5G, then throughput rate is very high. Basically, latency rate is very low. So IoT and 5G both are different things. And using 5G technology, we can provide the inputs. We can provide the actions to the server. So decisions may be taken very early as compared to the previous systems. So only thing is that the response time has been increased if we are using 5G and in IoT. So IoT part is different. In IoT, computation is there, analysis part is there, and various analog and digital computation is there. And the information may be available at IoT, but that is not available in 5G. 5G is a communication concept, right?
So I would like to add on something to it.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Sir, I think you have replied more than it was asked. I would rather say that 5G communication can be helpful in making the IoT environment more accessible and easier. Like this question could be, the reverse of it, that can 5G communication help in establishing IoT? Yes, that's true. 5G will help IoT expansion in a better way. Right, sir? Am I right? I hope that answers. Any more query?
Yes. Dear participant, if any more query, please.
You can switch on your camera and directly ask as well, if that's allowable, permissible. I am not sure if that's permissible.
Okay, ma'am. Any more question, please? Yes, Naska from Thailand. Okay. Anijan Hussain, your query, please. Rupinder ma'am, remaining any question? Because you have asking a lot of question. And you
No,
are more
sir.
active. Okay.
I have no question. But sir, in a coursework, there is one line like IoT helps in a RAN structure. How IoT help in a RAN? RAN is a random access radio access network. RAN full form is radio access network. How
RAN,
IoT?
okay.
Yes, can you explain it, ma'am? Or sir?
RAN, yes. Nitin sir. Radio access network.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Basically it is covered inside the 5G portion. Okay, RAN, eRAN, whatever the technologies evolved in terms of 4G, 5G, basically the deployment of IoT starts from the 4G onwards. Okay, deployment, only deployment. And slowly it will come under the maturity stage under the 5G. And it is considered that it will be in a full maturity state up to the 6G. So whatever may be the access network, RAN, eRAN, or whatever it may be, definitely it will add on in the deployment of IoT. Basically, you are considering the reverse. Whether IoT is just like a application, simple application, and that is basically built over the access technology or the communication technologies, that is the 5G onwards. Basically, we can say up to this point. Okay, the magic of IoT will be observed in case of after or inside the deployment of 5G. Okay, at present it is okay. Whenever we are saying the deployment of this IoT, 4G onwards, it is okay. But in actual, the magic of the applications of the IoT based system will be observed when the starting of 5G based network will be started in terms of full maturity. And another thing I want to ask you specifically, all the participants, what do you mean about the smart toilet? Can anyone answer this? What do you mean about the smart toilet? What type of infrastructure come into your basically in your mind whenever smart toilet will come into the existence? Rupinder, can you tell me about this? Can you answer this? What do you mean about the smart?
Automatically flush on. I think it is the only thing.
No. This type of thing will also be there. In actual, if you have observed in the Delhi, in the nearby Delhi is there. Okay, inside in Janpat Lane, these smart toilets have been installed. And one major and important point, two cases I have observed. One is what is the user experience? Okay, sometimes basically it may be bad, it may be worse, or it may be excellent. So automatically some smart cameras have been placed outside this one, not the inside, outside this toilet. And whenever you use this one and come to the outside, automatically from the human face, okay, because human face tells the everything, thousands of words basically. So automatically human face bisect virtually in the 16,000 points, and it captures the data about the experience from the human faces, and it will gather this data with the help of IoT, then process over the some AI-based application and the centralized brain, and definitely it calculates that whether user is satisfied or not. First application, this one. Another side is automatic payment. It is automatically connected with the help of QR code. It can be, at present, it is with the help of QR code, a payment can be done. Another side, is with the help of beacon technology. Your mobile will be connected with this one, and automatically whatever the activities and all these things will be there, all will be traceable. So this is the basic. About the smart toilet use cases. So this type of things are there. Any other question if you want to ask from faculty side or from the Nilufar ma'am?
Sir, Vishnu sir, just want some more explanation, automatic localization.
Automatic localization means, please can you be specific about the automatic localization?
Vishnu sir, you can write
what is your question basically?
Okay.
You can ask also what basically the mean about the automatic localization, because we are living in the hyper automation. At present we are moving towards the hyper automation, but we are basically talking about the metaverse. Fully each and everything will be automatic, or the automation basically. So what do we mean about the local automation basically? Basically, if you say the local automation, or the one thing is the social IoT that we have discussed in the very initial of this class, in this chat session. So basically, social internet of things type will be there. These things, that means humanity or human like feelings will be feed to this electronic devices. So that will be in the type of this social internet of things. It is taking shape. It will take that time. Like from web 3.0 to web 5.0, it is a continuous journey. How to fit the human like emotions inside the electronic devices. So this type of things will be there. I hope you have got the answer about that.
Okay, sir.
Any other?
Any other more questions? Thank you, Vishnu. Okay, Neeraj sir, I request to you, please, regarding your technical coordinator, to request to you, ki please, I want to complete this all activities related something. So please message to all participants and request.
Yeah, I have one request from this platform that one or two participants not even complete the activities of week 1 and week 2 till date. Today is the last date for the quiz 1. So may I request to all participants, because each activity and the quiz has some weightage. So if you scored 60% marks only, then certificate has been awarded. Otherwise, certificate is not issued. So my request to all of you, please complete all the activities of week 1 and week 2. And today is the last day for quiz 1. So please, there are 3 chances as given to all participants, and the highest the score is considered for evaluation purpose. So don't worry about that. Once you attempt the quiz 1, you may attempt second or third also to improve your grades. And along with this, there is an assignment which also has a weightage. So you may download the assignment and submit well before their last date. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, request to the Dorial sir. Any comment, any question, and your guidance always helpful, all of us.
No, thank you, Mr. Yadav. I don't have any comments. Just I think just to emphasize what Mr. Neeraj has mentioned just now. For those that has not yet, I think, completed their sort of assignments and the quiz and also the activities, I encourage you to do so. I think other than that, nothing on my side. I think we still have a couple of days access to the tutors. So if you have any questions regarding to smart manufacturing, emerging technologies, and including digital twins, please do reach out to them, and they'll be there to support you as well. So on my side, just wanted to thank Ms. Niloufar for joining us today, for giving us a very comprehensive, I think, overview and regarding smart cities and the framework and so forth. So really appreciate that. And also many thanks to ALTTC for organizing this training course. It's very interactive, both this chat session as well as the ITU Academy course as well. And again, finally, thank you to all participants for taking part. I think as Mr. Niraj mentioned, there are only 2, but I thank those other participants for completing your task, and because I think this is important to ensure that your learning is that you benefit from the learning format that ALTTC has prepared. So again, thank you, Mr. Yadav and colleagues from ALTTC and Ms. Niloufar for organizing this very good course. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Yadav.
Thank you, sir. Your kind words, and thank you to give the platform, online new platform. Actually, every last 3 years, just learning in every your online session, new experiment, how to improve your presentation during online. And thankful to you and our team, and especially thankful our Neeraj sir, he give a lot of learn how to implement in online more attractive and interactive. And before closing, just I request to hold our in charge Nitin Garg sir, your kind word, and request to please close the session.
Thank you all of you. Thank you for the kind cooperation and always support that we receive from the ITU, and especially and the personal thanks to Mr. Sheen Dorel, and thank you all the faculty members, especially KK Yadav ji, Neeraj Gupta ji, Sagar Kashyap ji, and all done the excellent job. And thank you to the Niloufar ma'am for wonderful presentation. And I think all the points and all the basically topics, subtopics covered inside this very beautiful delivery. And thanks to all the participants for the pinpoint learning and go in the deep. And definitely one thing I want to add here, it is a journey, basically continuous journey, and it is not a restricted to for one course or the 2 course. It depends upon you. Learning is just like a training of the mind. Whenever you stop this, your brain or the mind will stop the process, and basically you will not be explored the new things or whatever the new things come into the society and the culture. So for this adoption, you have to learn for each and every moment and to ready to adopt the latest technology in each and every aspect. And with the folded hand, thank you all of you. Thanks to all of you. Thank you. May God bless all of you with the almost with the infinite blessing. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sheen sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Dorial. Thank you, Mr. Neeraj, Mr. Nitin, and Krishna sir.